Well, I just heard from Amber Lawley. I want to take this time to thank them for sponsoring our shows last week. They called to let me know that my subscribers bought a lot of their CBD lotion. I was really happy to hear that. As their way of saying thank you to my subscribers, they are now offering you this deal. For every 3 items you buy, the 3rd item will be free. That's right. So every time you buy 3 items, the 3rd item is free. Just use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and the 3rd item is free. One thing I've learned about this lotion, not only does it help with joint pain as well as muscle pain, but man, it makes your skin really smooth. So as an added bonus, not only does it help with joint and muscle pain, it also helps out with making your skin very smooth. An added bonus. So go on over there to Amber Lawley. And remember, for every 3 items you buy, the 3rd one is free when you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y. Go check them out. Going on out there, peeps? All right. Sometimes I get involved with the chat, and there's a pretty good size amount of people. I enjoy watching them go back and forth and kind of getting an idea of where their head's at on certain subjects. You learn a lot that way. But we started talking about why it is that I like gold and silver so much. And I said, look, there's no secret. I tell people the professionals that I learn from the most, people who have studied the history of economics, people who have studied the history of gold and silver, and they relay it to certain times in our history. You know what I mean? When gold and silver was doing good, this is what was going on. And there's certain trends that they're able to pick up on. And that's what I look for. I want to learn about these trends. I want to see if I could pay attention to what they're saying and spot any of those trends now. So in one of the stories that I was watching on YouTube, is a old video, obviously, because it was talking about the market bubble and back to back, it was the real estate bubble, along with the banks were too big to fail, right around the same time. And I bring this up all the time when I tell people, look, you don't want to be one of those people from 2008 that were retired. A lot of people were retired. They had these nest eggs, you know what I mean? 401ks, IRAs, savings, they had it. They were enjoying what was supposed to be their golden years. When the market crashed, they lost almost everything. In some cases, everything. The market bottomed out, and there's all kinds of news, interviews you could see from back in the days. I played it in my video. You can see these people talking about they lost 40, 50, 60% of their retirement savings when the market crashed. The rest of the savings that was there, they ended up spending just to survive. So no, not everybody lost everything, but a good amount of people did lose everything, and they ended up having to go back to work while they were old. These are the days you're supposed to be at home, enjoying the sun, crocheting, garden work, traveling, whatever it is you want to do when you retire. Fish, travel. But instead, they had to go back to work. There's something about that saddens me. You know, we don't see that anymore. Back in older days, you could retire and enjoy your retired life. But that's not the way we are put together in this country anymore. It's really, really sad. You used to be able to survive off of one income. Now you need 2. Not only can you barely get by with 2 incomes, a comfortable retirement seems almost unrealistic for a lot of people. So I've learned from that. What I went and found out was those individuals who had or were holding on to precious metals, don't get me wrong, they had losses too, but they didn't have nearly as much of a setback as a lot of other people. In fact, after a few months, like I said, gold and silver usually will drop down with stocks But stocks take a long time to recover, months and months, in some cases years. And I did a video showing you from the crash in 2008. I don't think they got back up to the same level before the crash. It took them like 3 years. It wasn't until like 2011. But you could see gold and silver had rebounded within 3 months. So they had a certain price. The market crashed. The price went down. 3 months later, they were already back to pre-crash levels and then continue to go up, up, and up. This happens all the time when market crashes happen. We go into recession, gold and silver is your safest bet. Market crashes, gold and silver is your safest bet. What we have going on right now around the world, this is a planned event. There's no doubt about it. But this isn't about crashing one economy. This is crashing all economies around the world. It's to force us into this great reset. All the signs that I learned from studying what people say, watching them show the charts, we see now. They're there. And I tell people all the time, buy gold and silver. Everybody's like, when you buy gold and silver, it got to this price, to drop down. And I'm like, what's your point? It's not about where we are right now. It's about what's going to happen after the crash. So I don't understand your point, but it's competitive. Let's be honest. You have gold and silver people competing with crypto people competing with gold and silver. And it took me a little while to realize it shouldn't be a competition between those two because they should be complementing one another. Gold and silver people should buy some cryptos and crypto people should have gold and silver. You want to diversify. Both of them together protect you from this evil fiat dollar. That's for sure. We're going to cover some things that I think you should be paying attention to. That's going to show you that this market crash that's coming up, it isn't going to be just a market crash in a recession. We're looking at a long-term depression. And it's meant to be this way, you guys. This whole great reset was a planned event. And it took decades into work. So you don't have to go study it. And you don't have to believe it. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying to you what's going on. Their goal is to try to get as many people as possible to want to accept universal basic income. And it's going to be digital. Digital currency that they control. Do you see where this is going? These people are going to try to control your life. And this is why you need something outside of the system. Now, I started to learn that cryptocurrencies on a decentralized platform, the government can't stop, the government can't control. I said, okay, there's something about that. But my mind was, if you're going to go into cryptocurrencies, then you have to stay cryptocurrency. Because as soon as you try to cash it in and get any kind of money for it, you're back into the system. And that's not what you want. So you're going to have to buy cryptocurrencies. You're going to have to hold your cryptocurrencies. You're going to have to use them as actual currency. Okay? And I thought, okay, decentralized platform, no problem. Nobody could control it. The government can't get involved. That's what I thought. But now I got to question it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Before we get started, hit the thumbs up button, because when you do, it helps us get past the algorithm that YouTube puts on us and keeps us from being shadow banned. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. The disclaimer here is I'm not a financial advisor, a lawyer, or an accountant. The information that I share with you, I do freely. It is of my own opinion. Hey folks, just a quick reminder that back in 2008 and 9, a lot of people lost all of their retirement savings and their 401ks and IRAs because they did not own gold and silver. Yeah, that's right. Gold and silver protects you from a market crash. So do yourself a favor, protect your retirement by purchasing gold and silver. You can go to moneymetals.com, reach out to them, and they will help you set yourself up to protect you and your family from having to start all over from scratch. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they will send along with your order a free half ounce of silver. So folks, do yourself a favor, head on over to moneymetals.com and protect you and your family from a market crash, as well as inflation. That's right. Head on over to Money Metals when you want to buy gold and silver. Keep in mind, if you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. Hey, right now, a special offer for my audiences only. You have a chance to win 100 free American Silver Eagles. That's over $3,000 in value. And all you have to do is enter your email to win. That's it. That's right, there's no obligations to purchase. The link is down below in the description, so head on over there, enter to win. You have between now and December 31st of this year to enter. The only way you can for sure not win 100 silver American Eagles is by not entering at all. So do yourself a favor and enter your email so you have a chance to win. This article is from January of 2020. Millions of seniors can't even afford the basics in retirement. And it could get worse. No, not and it could get worse. It's going to get worse. I remember back when I was growing up, our elders would always have these professionals who would help set them up. And a lot of people today, they have 401ks, they have IRAs. But the truth of the matter is you just sign up for them and you allow somebody else to really manage them and take care of them for you. You have no idea what they're investing into. When I was growing up, I used to get into mutual funds. Franklin Templeton was one of my favorite ones to deal with. But I did do a little bit of research. But people don't do that anymore. You just go to work, say you want to sign up for whatever, and then they just kind of take care of it for you. So to me, this headline is really depressing if you think about it. Retirement is supposed to be a relaxing time when you can finally unwind and start living life on your own terms. For many people, though, it's exactly the opposite, because that's where we've gotten to as a nation with these the corrupt government. We just allow them to do whatever they want. We allow them to spend our money any way they want without questioning it at all. I told everybody I was pissed because I found out these stimulus packages, we're passing these $1 trillion stimulus packages. Americans get less than 6% of that entire package. Where is the rest of the money going? Oh, I know, overseas or to some special programs. 6% of these $1 trillion. 6%. What about the American citizens? Where's that money going to? How come they're not asking us if it's okay? Don't go, well, that's government. They don't have to ask us, but that's the problem. You have Biden administration was talking about giving illegal aliens $450,000 damn dollars, man. Meanwhile, we got homeless people all around this country. Their own citizens, ones that are here legally. New research shows that millions of older Americans are barely scraping by in retirement. In fact, roughly half of adults over age 65, half of the adults over 65 who are living alone can't afford to pay for the basic necessities, according to a recent study. Nearly 1/4 of households are financially insecure in retirement. You bust your ass your whole life, and in your golden years, you can't even enjoy them because you still work. I have a lot of subscribers who said they've never saved anything. Never thought about it. Never thought they could. Have never had a savings account. They heard me talking about gold and silver and they gave it a try. And now they've built up a nice little stack here and there. But this is going from never ever having saved anything to now you actually have something. It makes me feel good to hear that, to be honest with you. I bring this up because people really need to pay attention to what's coming. This is not about hyping and fear-mongering, because you see all the time, well, Pimpy just pushing this because he get kickback. No, everybody knows what my arrangement is with Money Metals. You're welcome to go anywhere else to buy precious metals. I choose Money Metals because they have the most competitive prices out there, and their customer service is unmatched by anybody. This is why they won Retailer Dealer of the Year. When I listen to the experts talk about this crash that's coming up, where they're projecting gold and silver prices to be, even if it's half that much, even if it's half as much as they say, those 100 ounces are going to help you go a long way. You know this. If you guys watch any of my videos, there's my name. Click to show more. Here it is. Win 100 free ounces. Just click it. It'll open here. All you got to do is enter your email. That's it. It's 100 free ounces. I don't get anything for this because people are like, oh, you just want them to go because you get something. No, I don't. I don't get anything for that. You get something, and that's what matters most to me. So I've watched several hours of listening to different people talk about the incident in 2008. There was something like in the neighborhood of 68% of all retirees had to go back to work. 68% of people who were already retired. 46% of people lost their entire savings. Some people who lost almost everything were young enough to go back and recover, have somewhat of a retirement. But you're talking about people who are already 50s, 60s, 70-year-old. Who's going to hire the elderly people? Walmart. You know how hard it is to get a job when you're that age? It's sad to say. So what? Live off Medicare? No. We're not going to live off Medicare. Okay, you guys, you got to make sure that you position yourself. When I tell you that you need to do something with your IRAs and your 401ks, I don't care where you go to do it. You just need to do it. Find a way to protect it. You cannot go wrong with gold and silver. Like I said, if nothing happens to the markets, fine, you're good to go. But you still have your gold, silver, it's still there, and you still have your nest egg. But if what everybody is anticipating actually happens, you're going to be one of these people that have to go back to work. So I just wanted to go on just a tiny little bit of a rant because, man, I'm still like, it hit my heart to watch these people talk and to see their faces, realizing that they have to go back to work. They just look really lost, and it was sad to see. Anyways, you guys, right now you got gold at $1,766. Remember, I told you it's been bouncing around between $1,760 and $1,780. It hasn't done a whole lot since then. For some reason, they continue to maintain this level. Silver, on the other hand, is they got it down below 22, and it's well on its way. They're trying to get it down below $21. Do not be discouraged by that. To me, this is an exciting opportunity in which I could buy silver at a much, much cheaper price. Or so I thought. The premiums on them are still high. It doesn't make a difference what the spot market shows you. Those who know anything about precious metals know that that's not the real value of either gold or silver. And you can tell because people are paying these high premiums. If it wasn't truly supported, you would not see premiums that high. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, I gotta say, I'm really impressed by the fact that you made it up to, what is this, $5,604,000. That's your high side. Nice, congratulations. Obviously, we missed this spike or I would have cashed in. So there's a glitch in the system. So something happened. Anyways, Bitcoin, $47,146. Ethereum, $3,721. Solana, $166. As you can see over to the 52-week average, everything is on the low side. The low side. That's because their highs are not the real highs. That has to be fixed. Cardano at $1.21. Hex was running really good. Even when it was red for everybody else, it continued to go. Polkadot's at $24.73. Dogecoin's at 17 cents. Shiba started to make a run. Got up there almost to 34. 4 zeros 34, but came right back down to 4 zeros 32. Shiba is that other token that although other ones are losing, a pretty good portion of their value, Shiba keeps bouncing between 4 zeros 32, 4 zeros 37, right in that area. So it's not really losing nor gaining. It's just maintaining. That's a very supportive cryptocurrency. Although I think the crypto establishment has been screwing with it in Satoma a whole lot. Cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I thought to myself, you know what? As a person who's big on gold and silver because it's the safest bet out there, and although I'm not 100% convinced that cryptos are secure, that the governments won't find a way to mess with them, people keep telling me decentralized platforms, don't worry about it, you got this, nothing's going to mess with it. Decentralized is where it's at. So I started to feel like Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially Ethereum, I think is the best coin out there. Coin market cap, not a fan of anymore. It really looks like they're trying to manipulate or interfere in the markets. There's no doubt that they interfered with the growth of both Satomo as well as Shiba. When both coins were growing at the fastest rate ever, all of a sudden, magically, some events by coin market cap caused both coins to stop almost dead in their track, and then they lost value. But look, again, here we go. Coin market cap suffers a seeming hack, falsely driving crypto prices to tens of billions of dollars. CoinMarketCap, self-dubbed the world's most trusted cryptocurrency data authority. No, you're not. You found out there was a glitch with Shiba coins and that it wasn't keeping track of the proper amount of coins in circulation. Then you put the wrong amount on there, causing the coin to drop and kill the momentum that it had, and then turn around and made another correction. So you're not the most trusted authority. You posted a warning on Satomo about an employee that has nothing to do with controlling the crypto at all, and is only there as a person who works in marketing, about an arrest record from 12 years ago, interfering with the growth of that coin. And that wasn't the only issue that Satomo has had with CoinMarketCap. They've had other incidents as well. So now the so-called the world's most trusted cryptocurrency data authority supposed to have been hacked? Is that what they're trying to tell us? Okay, so much for claiming to be the world's most trusted cryptocurrency data. You're not. Your record over the last couple of months has been less than desirable. So that can't be trusted. Coinbase and CoinMarketCap briefly display erratic cryptocurrency price actions. This is what I'm showing you about how it is that the values of Bitcoin are like in the millions. They still haven't fixed it. You have to rely on these guys to give you the proper and correct data so that you can make your own independent investment decisions. When the people that you turn to get the data and get the right information aren't giving you the right information and causing more problems than they are good, that makes it hard for people to really trust what's going on in the crypto market. So here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Is Bitcoin truly on an independent platform that cannot be controlled or messed with by any governments? El Salvador's Chivo Bitcoin wallet could be at risk of United States sanctions. The whole purpose of them going into cryptocurrencies was to circumvent any sanctions. The SWIFT system was used as a weapon to get countries to fall in line to do what it is the United States wanted, and people got tired of it. India and Russia now have their own system, and they got away from using the US dollar to do business. So apparently, we weren't good stewards of a system that was used as a weapon. It's okay, world, we understand. You see, our government's supposed to be good stewards of our Constitution, and they're not. They violated every chance they get. So I'm concerned that the government can somehow, some way, find a way to mess with people's cryptocurrency holdings. So let's see. It has been 3 months since Bitcoin became a legal tender in El Salvador, and all Bitcoin transactions occur through the government's official wallet called the Chivo wallet. So there is an organization that's a nonprofit that's founded by some bishops. Their objective is to promote justice, human rights, and democratic societies in Central America through strategic litigation, monitoring of human rights, and care for victims of human rights violations, according to their official website. So on December the 8th, the lawyers and members of this organization presented a case for 131 people of identity theft, whose identities were compromised by opening an account in the Chivo wallet and withdrawing the $30 incentive provided for your registration app. Okay, so what happened was just for signing up, they gave you $30. So they're saying 131 people's identities were stolen. They were used to get the free $30, and then they closed the accounts. These cases were then turned over to the general prosecutor of the Republic of El Salvador. It's been 1.5 months since introduced their first claim, and they haven't been summoned or informed. In other words, nobody's responded to their complaints. So last week, the United States Department of Treasury applied sanctions under the Magnitsky Act to these individuals who own and control the Chiva wallet. Of course, the president responded by saying, look, these are just false accusations. It is clear the United States government does not accept collaboration, friendships, or alliances in order to defend his close officials. So the president saying this is just a false flag attack against him and his people in order to get them to stop using the Bitcoin. Fine, maybe they can't get on the decentralized platform to interfere, but they can go after individuals and entities that hold or control the wallet. So one way or another, the government is going to find a way to get at you if they want to. See, this is what I have a problem with. This is probably why you should control your own wallets. This is why you should probably have your own nano ledger so that the government does not have a way to go after you if they want to. So is it possible for our government to get in there and control regardless? So if they can't get on the platform and control where the currencies go, then they certainly could go around targeting individuals who interact with the platforms on behalf of others, making life miserable for them. Gold and silver is out of the system, period. Physically hold it, physically own it, keep it in your possession. The government can sanction all they want, but it doesn't affect your holdings. This is one of the big warning signs that a collapse is getting ready to happen. This very company right here can cause a collapse around the world. This is the so-called Lehman Brothers times 10. There are tons of our hedge fund groups and 401ks that are invested into this company. So China audits Evergrande, chairman's assets, no fire sale for now. So, China's forcing the billionaire owner to do something about this company. And that's, in my opinion, to be honest with you, that's the right thing to do. Look, if you made profits off of screwing people over and you got billions of dollars and your company owns millions, you should pay for it. But if this company falls, it's going to start a domino effect. And you're going to see markets everywhere around the world crash. If your 401k is invested into this company, you could lose a portion or a pretty good chunk of your savings. This is why I suggested before, whether you got a 401ks, IRAs, or whatever it is you have, whoever it is that's managing your portfolio, you need to call and find out what companies are they invested in. And if they're invested into different mutual funds, well, what companies are part of these mutual funds? That's going to let you know exactly where you stand on the collapse of these companies. So Evergrande is big. Evergrande has more than 300 billion in liabilities. That's worldwide. So the United States is not the only country invested in them. So you heard us talk about Evergrande now for quite some time. But what I'm trying to say is there's a much bigger picture. This sends shockwaves around the world, but they're not the only company. China property plunges worsen as Shamu deal raises red flags. What? Yep, I told you there's three of the biggest companies, real estate developers over in China. Every one of them are part of different investment groups here in the United States. Chinese property stock sank to nearly 5-year low after a deal between two units. The Shamu Group heightened corporate governance concerns in the industry already grappling with liquidity crisis. Liquidity crisis? This is what happens when our government's allowed to change the laws so that their rich friends can go willy-nilly with their money and then have us bail them out. Again, sorry, try not to sound all preachy and stuff, but I'm pissed. I'm just watching those videos and these people's faces and these people crying, houses being foreclosed on, cars being repoed, people eating cans of beans, opening up their cupboards, and that's all they had. One man resorting to eating cat food so his cats can eat. He didn't have enough money for his food and the cats, so he's eating cat food. Anyways, you can see right here in this paragraph, record losses in Shamu Group shares and bonds have been particularly unnerving, given that this company was until recently considered amongst the sector's strongest players, able to withstand the financial curbs that led to the defaults by Evergrande and the Kaseya Group Holdings. See, there's these other companies. So if Shamu Group was supposed to be the gold standard and they can withstand all kinds of problems and manage things better than Evergrande in this Kaseya Group, and then we're finding out that they aren't able to do that, China is getting ready to go bankrupt. It's going to cause a market collapse. Once these go, you're going to see the worst market crash. Money is running out. Financial stress drives retirees back to work. This came out 3 days ago. I said it a bazillion times, you guys. I don't care what the trolls say. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about protecting yourself. I'm hoping that you have some amounts of gold and silver put away so you can have something outside the system. After more than a decade in retirement, Bulwer went back to work in 2020. 69-year-old was a truck driver for about 30 years, spending long hours on the road, away from his wife and kids, to make a living. His body started to suffer, as so many people who are elderly do. And then you have to turn around and go right back to work? Back pain, aches. So he ended up going back to school, got a degree, information technology back in 2007, but can only find temporary work. So he retired in 2008. Why can he only find temporary work? My guess is this is right around the time of the market crash. 2007, 2008, there weren't a lot of jobs. That's what I was trying to say. People lost a big chunk of their retirements from the market crash and then ended up using the other part of that just to survive. Another thing I'm noticing too is back in the olden days, which isn't that long ago, when you rented an apartment, apartments were always much, much more cheaper than houses. It's supposed to be that way. You can't afford a house, well, at least you can afford an apartment. Now I'm starting to see that apartments cost as much as a mortgage. So rental properties have gotten way out of control. Do you see that's another bubble, real estate? When you're paying more to rent a small little tiny cube than it would cost you to own a house. And you can't buy a house because either you can't afford the down payment or you got a bad credit score. Whatever the reason is, you can't get into a house. You get stuck in this vicious cycle. You can't really save because the dang rent every month is as much as a mortgage, if not higher. You can see right here, it says retirement doesn't mean what it used to. No, it doesn't. But you see, this is what I'm talking about. Our government is getting way out of control with the spending. It would seem to me that once we should have some kind of law that says once our debt gets to a certain point, the government can no longer do any frivolous spending. I don't want to know about the dancing habits of lesbians who are on ecstasy. I use that one as a joke all the time, but when you see the cost, it was like $6 million for a study. Why the hell are we studying something like that? Rand Paul brings it up every time we go to a budget. He goes down the list and just highlights the things that are ridiculous that we spend millions of dollars on. But how many of us know this? We're too busy going to work. We just keep hoping and praying that the people that are in charge of this country are doing the right things on our behalf, but we're finding out that's not the case. We need something outside this system. Gold and silver is the safest bet. I can't encourage that enough. And you guys have an opportunity to win 100 of those free ounces just for signing up. So I would recommend that you do that. Anyways, after having that conversation and going over and rehashing all the things that I watched on YouTube, I should probably stop watching stuff on YouTube because these old news reports I do learn a lot from. But watching the hurt and pain that the people go through, it weighs really heavy on my heart. Don't be one of those people. Be smart about your money. Protect yourself, protect you, protect your family, protect loved ones. Gold and silver is your safest bet. All right? That's it for now, you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.